I'll just read and we take it one by one. If you're comfortable, if you want to read, if you don't want to read, you can just say pass on. I'm only a facilitator and we'll just keep it at there. Once again, I just want to thank you. So today we move ahead. John Maxwell says something. He said, everyone's story is a story. You determine how great your story is. You know, personal story sticks. That's one thing I know. And the best story ever told by anyone could be your story. The best story ever told. John Maxwell told us a story in one of his teachings. He said on Christmas, he was waiting for a gift. So someone gave him a gift and he opened that gift. It was just wrapped in a book. So when he opened that book and there was nothing written inside, so he found out that he has to write his own story. He has to own his story and the story is his. So perhaps the best story is your story. It is who you are. It is what you live. It is what you dream of. So that is your story. You know, so what action do you commit on this, your story, on your life? You know, we hear stories. So your story is the best story. So you can make your story, you can make your life a great story. I thank God, most of us are people of faith, and we are here on the first day of the second half of the year. So the first half is already gone. Like in football, you know that first half can mean anything and anything is possible. So we have to flip over. You have to flip over for what you have learned in this past 6 weeks, and this is the now gone, and here we are on the second week of the next phase. So it's like it's a new phase. So we have to commit, and we have to improve and write our story. Anybody can rewrite his story. Okay, so we just start. He said we all tell stories with our life, yet few of us write those stories intentional. We all have story. I remember when I was a kid, they would gather us in the village, in our community, and they would tell us stories, folk tales, things that happen, things they imagine. Most of us as kids, we bought these stories. We actually believe them. But instead, most people, they write down this story, they turn into tales. Instead, many of us just live each day and let the story write itself. You know, like the clip we just watched. You don't let the story write itself. You have to write your story. You are the authorized dealer of your life. Author of Leading Change says, John Cawthor, he said, most people don't lead their own life. They accept their life. You know, people don't lead their own life. They accept that. What we don't know, or we don't have to live that way. As leaders, as people that want to change our life, we don't have to live our life. That we can turn our life into a great story by engaging in intentional living. John Maxwell says, he said, when I talk about intentional living, I'm describing approach every day, each day with expectation of making a positive difference in the life of others. If you want to make a great story, you see BBC Change Your Work or CNN Heroes. They are people that tell story. They are people that change their world. I just had a friend here in Qatar. He works at McDonald's. He resigned. Now he's working with Generation Amazing. He's doing great thing with the little money he has in Sri Lanka. And he planned to open a stadium and people are supporting him. So following through your action, your life, he has to follow through. So learning to be intentional has to be power to create a positive change in the world around you and to help you live a great story of significance. Now, the story of Imam, my friend, is being told in all websites, in the FIFA, and in all websites in the Generation Amazing. He is just a guy, as in 2018, when he came, I was working in McDonald's, but he has been able to transform his community in Sri Lanka, and he is doing well. He said he planned to have a sports academy in Sri Lanka after the World Cup. So he is changing his world, he is changing his environment, and that is what we all can change our world. Wherever we are, we just need to start from where we are. Where you are is the place that you need to be to start your change. So in the book, in John Maxwell's book of intentional living, I have that book here, and you know, it's one book I just look. It's intentional. Anything you do intentionally, be in your relationship, be in your job, be it anything you do, you will make an impact. I was talking to my wife recently. I said, there is nothing you put in 5 years, just doing one particular thing 5 years, and you will not be an expert. Be it plaiting of hair, be it reading, be it writing, be it cooking, anything. By the time you know you, after 3 years, people will know you for that, because that is what you have set at your time to do. But most times we just say, okay, you try this one, you try this one, you try this one. You just, as life goes on, things that happen. Can you imagine? Things will always not be the same. Things are going to change. But if you, what you're going to do is that you evolve, you keep changing, keep improving on that thing that you are doing. So John Maxwell described how the gift of a book he received many years ago inspired him to become more active in writing. I just shared that story of him receiving a gift, a book, a journal, and there was nothing in that. He said his own story is by living intentional. So my story is by living intentional every day, purposely in the life. So this book he received was titled The Greatest Story Ever Told. Excited to read something inspiring, John quickly opened it, as I said earlier on, but discovered that they were all blank. Inside was a note from the giver that said, John, your life is before you. This evening, I'd just like to say, Margaret, Olu, every Dorcas, your life is before you. So fill these pages with this kind out. Good thoughts and matters of your heart. What? Write a great story for your life. This is a second half of the year. It's in front of us. It's in front of me. So for the first time, you know, so I'm realizing, we are all realizing that we can write our own story. We are the authorized dealer of our own life. You don't let someone's opinion become your reality. You don't let someone write your story for you. You can tell your story the best way. Nobody can say it. So write your story in this second half of the year. You can rewrite the story. You can flip the chapter. John said when he received that, John Maxwell said when he received that gift, he said for the first time he was embarrassed that the idea that he could be the author of his own life and could create a story of significance with his daily action. Like you now coming here to be on Change Your World action table. You know, we all, Friday is the day we want to rest, we want to hang out with friends, but we all have become intentional to this. We want to grow, we want to change our life, we want to learn, and we can never remain the same. This is what I know. Over time, even me myself as a facilitator, I know I can never remain the same because I am learning, and you also are learning. We are all going to impact our world. Can you imagine? I'm just thinking, if I leave here now, once I leave after the session, I'm going to write my journal for today. I've already started it for today to post on my LinkedIn for the new year. You know, that's the story. And like Steve Harvey said, that's my story and I'm sticking with it. John describes his journey of significance that took place over the next several decades as he has shared the story with millions of people. He had made an important discovery. Most people, regardless of their culture, background, or age, or religion, take 4 steps in significant journey, which are described. You know, I'm going to share the screen. We're going to look at this. Each of us is going to take these 4 significant journey, which are described here. As you read them, you see if you can connect with it. So from my screen, I'm going from my screen, Oli is going to start, then Dorcas, then Margaret, because that's how it's showing on my screen here. So that is how we're going to start. So if you can see me, if you can see, you see 4 steps in the significance journey. Olo, can you go?
Yes, number one, I want to make a difference. A great story, a story of significance begins with a heart to help other people. If you have a heart to make a difference in the life of other people, you always find a way to help people. You always find answers to life tough questions. You create solutions. You don't say something should be done about this. You say, I will do something. That's when you begin to rewrite your story.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So you say, as leaders, as people that want to change your world, you have to touch a person's heart first before you can ask him to lend you a hand. If you're a leader in an organization, wherever you are, you have to touch the people. People don't care how much you know. They will care how much you care for them. So if you want to make a difference, you have to find the answers to life tough questions. Okay. So who's next? Number 2 of steps in the significant journey to follow.
Number 2, doing something that makes a difference. Do you know what you are put on this earth to do? John Maxwell believes all people have a purpose. They just need to discover it. Next week's lesson will help you explore this topic in depth. Until then, know this: you can make a difference. You don't have to be rich, famous or powerful. You can do something that makes a difference. You just need to help someone intentionally every day. A great story of significance is one that makes small difference in the lives of others.
Thank you so much, Dr. I appreciate it. Okay, so you say you don't need to be rich, you don't need to be famous or powerful. Remember, while we are reading, whether Dorcas is reading or only reading or Margaret is reading, remember to underline what catches you. One of the things that catches you on this story. We are going to share it one by one. Okay, Margaret, you're number 3. Margaret, you're there? Okay, I'll read. Maybe Margaret is having network issue. I will read. He said, number 3. He said, with people who make a difference. In his book, The 7 Indisputable Law of Teamwork, John writes about the law of significance, which says, 1 is too small a number to achieve greatness. If you want to make a difference, you must become part of something bigger than yourself. You must attempt something greater than you are. That doesn't mean it has to be earth-shaking. It just needs to be big enough to require a group effort. When people begin working together, there is a multiplying effect. Okay, so he said if you wake up in the morning or if you wake up any day and your dream don't scare you, then that dream is not big enough to change your world. But one of the things I like that you must partner, you must join hands with people that make a difference. If you want to make a difference, you must join hands with people that make a difference. John Maxwell, how he started this Change Your World, he joined hands with Hawking to make a difference, and they wrote the book. Both of them wrote the book together. Is Margaret there now? Margaret, if you're there, you can read number 4. Otherwise, Olu, you can go for number 4. Thank you.
Number 4, at a time that makes a difference. Today is the only day we have to make a difference. People over-exaggerate yesterday and overestimate tomorrow. Can you make a difference yesterday? Of course not. Yesterday has already passed. It's gone and won't come back again. Can you make a difference tomorrow? There is no guarantee that we'll be here tomorrow. The only time we have any control over is now. Every time we choose to make a difference now, we write more of our story of significance.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, what do you want your story to say? You can rewrite. You can write it by making choice like the one John made. The journey begins with wanting to make difference and believing that you can. It takes form as you take action. in the end, if you become intentional, your story, sorry, let me add Margaret again. Your story will be your legacy. Everyone, we heard about Nelson Mandela. His story is his legacy. Nelson Mandela refused to hate people, to hate the white in his country, and he became one of the best presidents in Africa. His legacy is there. He still lives on. He has died several years ago, but his legacy is there. It will outlive you. That's one thing I just say about Nelson Mandela. Long after you are gone, people will remember that the type of person you are, the life you live, and the impact you make on others. Choose to write your story instead of just reading it. Live it rather than just letting it happen. Make it great. Don't do that, and significance is yours. Okay? So Nelson Mandela is one person I've chosen that made a difference, and we know his legacy lived long after he has gone. Martin Luther King is another person that his stories, we all hear about the great speech of Martin Luther King, the famous inaugural speech. He said he wants to make a thing. He said, don't think what America can do for you. Think what it can do for America. And that is why I joined the volunteer team in FIFA. Having been in Qatar for several years, Qatar having favored me, Qatar having been my rest in abode, I decided to join to make a difference on this World Cup. That's why they are having 20,000 volunteers, everybody to come, showcase your play, because the World Cup is a great thing. They want to make a difference. They want this to be the best World Cup ever. So that is how we are also going to make a difference in our life. So you don't have to stay by the side. You have to join significant thing to make a difference. Okay, Margaret, are you back? So making a difference, one thing we have to choose. So we have to reflect now. He said, take 5 minutes, answer the question. He said, take 5 minutes about and think about the following. Write your answer and share with the group. What do you want to be known for? What kind of impact do you want to have on your word? Let's just take 5 minutes. Just think about it. Think about what you want to do. Then we'll just come back and you just share. As the facilitator, I will start first, then we will go over like that. Okay? Is it okay?
Yes.
Thank you. So just take, if you want me to scroll, if you didn't download the lesson, if you want to look, just think about what you have read. Just think about, choose something you underline that is important to you. Take 1 minute to tell everyone what you chose and why it is important to you. Then we after that, we say take 5 minutes to think about and respond the following. Write your answer and share with the group. So I'll just give us 1 minute to think just on the lesson. If there is anywhere you want to choose, you want me to scroll, if you didn't download the lesson, you can just let me know and I will put it there. Just take time, just. Okay, are we ready? Did you choose one thing from the, did you choose one thing? Are we ready? Can I go?
Excuse me.
Yes, Margaret.
Can you scroll to 1 and 2?
Okay.
My network dropped. That's why.
Sorry.
Me too as well. I think I cannot see very well. The screen seems to be small.
No, you should have told me. I can expand it.
Yeah, sure. Your patience.
Is it better now?
Not really. It's still the same.
It is one. I can leave the download also on the chat so you can. Okay, I put it on the chat now so you can download it and check. It's now on your chat. Do you see it? I send the PDF on the chat. Okay. You can start so
I cannot see the PDF.
but I'm just sharing. Are you sharing looking from your phone? I just shared it. I left it in the chat also.
Okay.
I put in the chat so you can download from the chat also. I put it, if that will help us. So is it okay now? Better?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we can go now. I will start. One of the things that resonates for me, I think, is in number 3. You see, you must attempt something greater than you are. That doesn't mean it has to be earth-shaking. It just needs to be big enough to require a group effort. When people begin working together, there is a multiplying effect. You know, this is one thing that I know. Once you have the right people, be it a teamwork, be in your family, as far as you work together, you will achieve your goal. But if everyone is working differently, say people who make a difference, you work together with people who make a difference. In that quote of the machine, one is too small a number to achieve greatness. That's why you see people, after you can have a one-man firm, after it grows bigger, you have partners and you have board of directors, because now it's now bigger and larger than what you think. But if you want to remain a kiosk or a small shop, you can only be a one-man firm. You cannot make as that significant effect as you want to do. Thank you so much. So who is the next on my screen to go? Olu. Are you there? Okay. Which number? Where you are?
I think the one that says be something bigger than myself. I think that's number 3.
Okay. So, okay, we chose for the same thing. Okay.
Because usually, it's just easy to stay in your comfort zone. for me, but if it's bigger than me, then, I can work with other people and not just, do what I think I can do by myself. And the more we work with other people, then the more we're able to make greater impact. So for me, that was what was most significant.
Thank you so much. Okay, Dorcas.
For me, I think it's doing something that makes a difference. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, for me in this one, I think every time as we live with others or maybe in a surrounding, you should do something that will leave a mark to people and even to the surrounding that you have. And when I talk of something, it is something positive that will cherish someone or make people happy. And yeah, because, at times you can be in a position or maybe somewhere, but you find that it's like, we don't add value to others. But the moment that you do something that will make a difference, it will add value to others. I think that one will even make yourself happy. It will even make others who are around you feel comfortable. So for me, I go with that one, doing something that makes a difference.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
I think that's all.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much. You say you don't have to be rich or famous or powerful to make a difference. Absolutely. He reminds me of my friend, Imam, the guy that's making a difference in Sri Lanka. He started working in McDonald's 3 years ago. He's now working with Amazing Generation and he's making a difference. Thank you so much. Maggie. Margaret,
I'll go with,
yeah.
hello.
Yeah.
I will also go with doing number 2, doing
Okay.
something that makes a difference. I will say this according to my status. When I was selected to be a community leader with Kenyan Embassy to represent domestic worker, I started with a number of people, but I came to learn through those people, and we have gone far, and we have been able to train people to make difference in our life and in their lives. And it has made us to be famous in one way or another. Like it's saying, you don't need to be rich or famous or to be educated. The best thing is to deal with people, all kinds of people, without looking down on them. For example, like me, there's a time it was last 2 weeks ago, we had International Domestic Worker Day, and I was panelist, and after the meeting, somebody came and asked me, okay, which university did you join? I told her, oops, I have not joined any university. And how can you be able to deal with this kind of people? Because like domestic worker, it has so many hectic. I told her it was not easy, but dealing with people and trying to make something different, it was not only helping me, but it's helping others. We share our story that makes small difference to people. It did not also make small difference to the people I have been supporting. It also make a big difference to my life.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. That has been amazing. So on the notes, this is an action table. On the notes, so you say, take what do you think you want to know? What do you want to be known for? What kind of impact do you want to have on this earth? Like we all shared, I want to have an impact wherever positive thing is mentioned, once I leave this earth, I check in, they will remember, oh, this guy passed here. Yes, he affected so thing. That's why each time I volunteer, be it the FIFA, be it in John Maxwell, be it in my workplace, So I try to, when they think about, I want people around me, when they think about problem, they think about solution. Who is the person, the best person that they can help or call that will be there to help? They will remember me. That's what I will be remembered, both in my family, both in my church, both in my community, both anywhere I be to. So that's what we want to do. So Olu, you are the next person. What do you want to be known for? What kind of impact do you want to have on your ward?
I would want to be known for someone who can solve problems.
Can you speak louder, please?
Oh, okay. I said I would want to be known for someone who can solve problems. I'm not, I think it's one of the paragraphs that we read. Not the person who says this needs to be fixed, but the one who provides, solutions. So I think that's where probably like being more innovative so I can, find solutions to problems.
Thank you so much. So Margaret, you've now moved on my screen to the next. So you have to go. What would you want to be known for? What kind of impact?
For me, I would like to be known and what the kind of impact I would like is for the world to know that helping others is part of helping yourself. Like maybe if you want someone to talk to, I want to be that person I will be remembered like, oh, if I'm going through these challenges, I know Maggie will give me ears, will give me a shoulder to lean on, even if I don't have solution to help them, but they will be able to open up to me and I'll be able to listen to them to ease their burdens.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Dorcas, what would you want to be known for?
Okay, for my side, I would like to be known by, by what kind of value do I add to others, and how do I deal with people on their matters, on their downfalls, on their issues that they overpass in life, and how do I serve others? No matter the race, no matter where they come from, how do I relate with others? What mark do I leave to them? That is all what I want to be known to. And what change do I add to these people, because sometimes meet people, but okay, people. So that is all what I want to be known by people and by the world and by everyone, just to leave a positive mark in everyone and to add value to others. That's all what I want.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jaka. So on the intentional action, think about which of these 4 steps describing your significant journey best describe where you are now. I want to make a difference. Doing something that will make a difference with people who make a difference at a time that makes a difference. Knowing that what specific action you will take this week to become intentional so that your life story move in the direction you desire. Write them down, that action, and be specific as possible. So this is like a take-home work. So you take this home. Where I am today for me is doing something that makes a difference. So knowing that, what specific action you can take this week to become intentional so that your life story moves in the direction you desire. So I'm going to write them down and the action and be specific so that once we come back, you say take a minute to share with your group. If you want to share now, we can share. But I just want us to pause because this is an action table. We have said several things about what we want to do, where we are. So write it down, and this is how we're going to be sharing from next week so that we don't go about, be specific. I want us to be specific. Like if I just say pause, I'll just say, okay, doing something that makes a difference. Yes, And what am I going to do? Right now, of course, I'm going to get involved more on the FIFA volunteer leaders. While I'm just thinking now, okay, I need to send the contact to some people because they just opened again for more volunteers. And on the 5th, they are going to start again sales of tickets. So that is what to make a difference in this. So that is my own action. I'll write them down, action, and that's it. I've already been specific based on what we said. So on that note, we have come to another end, our second week of this. And I know it has been an amazing time and a great time. So like